Today's March 5th, 2019, and this is episode 63 of PlaneSavers. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful day here in Yellowknife. There's no wind. It's minus 17, which is actually plus 1 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, folks, we're in the pluses, but of course just in the Fahrenheit. Today I wish I had more Yellowknife stuff to do, but everybody is really busy still trying to get the C-check on the Electra going. So what I normally do is run into the office, but I'm going to run through the hangar door here and show you guys the C-check going on. So like it's all hands on deck because we got the one Electra, but we need 2 Electras. So here, let me go through the thing here. Look at this. So of course we got the C-46 going here. We got King Air warming up. We're really busy with the King Air charters right now. Of course the N-through-N up there. It's not quite summertime yet. So I guess this is turning into a little bit of a hangar tour. But as you see there, the Electra in the corner, still going through the C-check. And that airplane right there, everybody's been asking me what that airplane is right there, and that's a AT-802F Fireboss air tractor, and it's a firefighting aircraft that the local government here, the GNWT, the government of Northwest Territories, bought to replace the CL-215s. So yeah, there's 8 of those to replace the 4 CL-215s, and yeah, so that's what those are. I know a lot of people have been asking, but let's head back in to PlaneSavers Studio, where I'm going to send you guys off on a little trip to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. So check this out. Jump in your little virtual airplanes, like this one right here. And let's go off to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, because today is definitely going to be a DC3 day. So check this out, and I'll see you when you guys get back. Bye.
Hey Mikey, welcome to PlaneSavers, Saskatchewan, coming from you from the Aviation Museum and Learning Center. Today I want to introduce you and your listeners to our DC-3 and its story. So our museum DC-3, Mikey, has enjoyed a long history like many DC-3s have. It started off with the US military in Australia, and it actually had the name of Linda Jean. It only spent about a year with the US military in Australia. It then moved over to Qantas Airlines and had the distinction of being the very first commercial flight between Australia and New Guinea. Did that for many years. Went from Australia into Africa for a little bit of time, and then was bounced between a couple airlines in England for a number of years. In 1970, our DC-3 came back to Canada, or I should say came to Canada, and started its commercial career in Canada. Once it came to Canada, CQT started off in BC and Prince Rupert, running mostly cargo into BC, moved from BC all the way to Winnipeg somewhere in the 80s, flew with Air Manitoba. After Air Manitoba, Mike, here you always talk about coincidence. It was purchased from Air Manitoba by none other than your father and Buffalo Airways. Spent some time with Buffalo Airways. Don't know if it actually flew or was never made it to the flight line. Not completely sure. You and me should have that conversation someday and find out. From Buffalo Airways, where the museum's interest got piqued, as it ended up at Points North Airways out of La Ronge. This DC-3 has a huge history in Saskatchewan, flying people and supplies throughout northern Saskatchewan. One of our directors at the museum, who we might talk to in another episode, has many hours flying this plane in northern Saskatchewan. Unfortunately, end of life for our DC-3 ended up as a parts plane, donating parts so that other DC-3s could fly. So this museum has no intentions of returning CQT to flying status. It will be a static display highlighting the use of the DC-3s in Saskatchewan. The museum's plan is to bring this plane back to the Points North glory, to highlight the northern Saskatchewan business that the DC-3s did. It will be a static display, and forever, this point forward, people will be able to come and wander through a DC-3 and see what it is and the benefits of the DC-3. So Mikey, quick introduction to our DC-3. Hopefully, if you find this project interesting, we can follow up with some more videos in the future as we continue our renovation on a historic plane. Thank you.
Hey guys, hopefully you liked that trip to Saskatoon. They got that DC-3. I got to figure out a little bit more of it. I guess at some point Buffalo owned it, but man, it's like so many DC-3s I lose track. But I promise I'll ask my father, and we'll get to the bottom of why Buffalo Airways owned that DC-3 at some point. But I'm now in the metal room. As you can see, Rod and Dan Jones. The funny thing is, the last time we interviewed Dan Jones, it was his last day before going on rotation. So we filmed and then he left.
And
so
today is my second day back.
Yeah, so Dan's back, and so he's back to work on the elevator on the DC-3. He's got some more stuff to do, but this not too exciting stuff quite yet. Dan, you want to just tell us really quickly what you got planned for the next couple days?
Well, the next couple of days we got to put the other piece of the fabric on the elevator. Right now there's no bottom to it. It's just the top piece. So the other piece of fabric is going to go on, and it'll get trimmed and shaped and all finished being cemented in place. Then there'll be a coat of nitrate dope put on both sides, put on each side, and then when we talked about it the other day, we said the fabric was glued on to the structure, and that's true, but there's a little bit more to it than that. It's glued on around the perimeter of the structure, but afterwards you can see the ribs in the elevator here, and the ribs have to be stitched or laced, really is what it's really called, because you can't just glue the fabric to a wing or to a control surface. It also has to be mechanically attached. So each individual type airplane has its own way of doing that. Some airplanes, the fabric is screwed on to the structure. Aranca did that. Some airplanes it's riveted on. When Louis Blériot flew across the English Channel in 1909, he had a Blériot monoplane with wooden ribs, and his fabric had wooden strips across the ribs, and it was nailed on. So, but we're not quite that antique of doing things nowadays. So this is actually going to be laced on with a waxed cord, which is an old way of doing it, but it's a very, very well proven way of doing it, and it's how the DC-3 control surfaces have to be done. It's specified right in the type certificate. So probably, with luck, we'll be doing that tomorrow.
So hopefully, yeah, maybe tomorrow, even maybe Thursday, we'll come back, we'll check on Dan, and learn a little bit more about the elevator than the nitty-gritty of it, because I know you guys really like that stuff. But it is almost lunchtime, and if you've been watching the show, where in the world would I want to go for lunch? If I could pick anywhere in the world, where would I go? Check this out right now. Where do you think, Dan?
The DC-3 in New Zealand, that's the McDonald's.
Oh, that's why you're an expert.
You can take me there.
Hey Mikey, how are you? This is Marcel, the Flying Dutchman in New Zealand. We've chatted via your YouTube movies, which are awesome, by the way. Keep the work up. PlaneSavers is great. Today we're flying with our trusted Cessna 172 with the Garmin G1000, awesome plane from Paraparaumu to Tauranga. Please don't try to pronounce it, it's very difficult. We landed here for a fuel stop on an airport that you probably know by now. It's called Taupo. And you know where Taupo is famous for? It's the DC-3 on the pole next to McDonald's. So we're going to fix our fuel. Then we're going to head into town, and if we get there, I promise to make a short video for you about the DC-3 on the pole. So hang tight. See you later.
thank you to the Flying Dutchman for actually making my dream half come true of the McDonald's in New Zealand. Isn't that cool? I almost brought a tear to my eye, and it's not just the sun. But thank you so much. Finally getting footage. A lot of people sending me pictures, but finally getting some good footage was amazing. And if anybody's around, please send me more pictures of you with the McDonald's DC3. One thing that I did on, I think it was Saturday's episode, is I posted a picture. Like, see, there's a contrail. I don't know if you can see it. It's over the right-hand wing of the Electra of an airplane. So when I was a kid, especially in Hay River, looking up and seeing all the jets fly by, I always wondered where they're going and, you know, who they were and all that stuff. And I always thought I'd never ever be able to know. And now with modern day apps, I can tell. And you know what, this sounds like an ad, but it's not. Definitely not an ad. So yeah, so I'll go back and figure out what airplane that was. I'll put it up right here, and there you go. There's a little inside info for what's flying over Yellowknife. But saying that, Speedbird 747, I think it was Captain Johnson, did call in the tower and wish me a hello for watching. So the guys that are flying, and girls that are flying over top in the jets in Yellowknife, are watching PlaneSavers. So let me know. If anybody's flying over Yellowknife, take a picture or a video of Yellowknife from basically space there and send it off to me. It'd be great to see. Okay, so that's kind of it for the episode. I got some big news. I'm going to get some access to film a certain aircraft that, you know, people have been trying to film and trying to get access to, and they've been denied. I just got word that I'm going to hopefully get some access to tomorrow. So I'm going to be filming some stuff tomorrow. I won't be able to put it on tomorrow's episode because I have to, any footage I film, I have to send it off to get it approved. So I just want to give you guys know that tomorrow's episode might be a little short or a little weird, and that's why. Yeah, so that's happy. We had a great episode. 3 DC3s. We got JKM. We got the one in Saskatchewan, and we have the one in New Zealand. So it's not bad. There's a hat trick of DC3s today. We got something here coming, enhancing the audio. Here, let me flip around the camera. Let me see. Okay, we got something enhancing the audio, but it's hidden behind the DC3. Okay, so that's where I'm going to end today's episode. I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys to watch everything. It's been great. The support from the fan base has been astronomically amazing. I can't thank you guys enough. And yeah, I love the new weather. It's just all good, man. It's such a good week. And we'll be seeing you tomorrow. And you guys have yourself a great day. Bye.